Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are starting 36 minutes late. Mostly because the healing live stream turned into a little bit of a comment section afterwards that went over. So it is what it is. We're starting now. I hope that's okay with everybody. Didn't freak anybody out. And let's get started. So one question per person. Your question can be about communication, but it doesn't have to be. It could be about any energy issue you'd like. I do not read the future, but other than that, I enjoy reading anything. Boundary issues, aura, chakras, grounding stuff, whatever. If you want me to read you, put your first name and last initial in the question, ideally, if you're okay with that, because that makes it easier for me to read your energy. If you want me to read your boundaries with another person, put their first name and last initial in the comment as well. Please don't write a big book that's like a whole bunch of comments. And please don't directly answer other people's questions, because a lot of times not everyone's comfortable with that. Just let me answer the questions. Okay, and anyone is welcome to ask a question. Even if I've never worked with you before, that's fine. Okay. And for context, if you don't know, my name is Janet Wright. I'm an energy healer, energy reader, and teacher. Okay. Someone says my daughter, and she's reminding me which one, and her partner are at odds lately. She also has a side gig at college that is causing her stress. So a job. I'm trying to stay out of it, but any advice for her? Yeah, her and her partner are at a really different vibration. They don't look especially compatible. I think it's one of those things where, like, what you think you need sometimes isn't actually what you really need. So then, the relationship crashes and burns, and you're wondering why, because you thought that person looked like the perfect person for you. So your angels just say she's learning, But yeah, it looks like the way she normally vibrates and what she normally needs from a partner is not at all what that person's able to provide on a vibrational level. Like they're just in a really different place, and how they vibrate totally doesn't sync up with what your daughter actually needs in a relationship. I think part of it is that person, the other person, is sort of like, has a bit of a facade that's not really like how they really are. So the facade kind of matched what, if it were real, matched more what your daughter needs, but the real person and how they really vibrate every day does not. So anyway, it's just learning curve type stuff. But yeah, they don't look really compatible. So she's not getting her needs met, and that other person's not getting their needs met either. They're just not particularly for each other, it looks like. So what could you do to help? I mean, if she heard this, that would be my advice. Be like, well, compatibility is different than, you can love somebody. You can have like really strong feelings in favor of somebody. And sometimes that's because of a past life experience. Like in this case, I think they actually dated in a past life, but they were not able to keep dating because of different circumstances that occurred. And so usually when you have a person like that you were involved with before, or you wanted to be involved with before, but you couldn't like sort of keep going with that person, then there's a little bit of like this unfinished business stuff. So when you meet them in another life, you're like, oh my gosh, I must date this person, and it doesn't actually mean they were compatible before. It just means they wanted the relationship to continue, but there were circumstances in the way. And so there's just this sort of built up karma of like, I want to be with this person, you know, but the reality of it is they're just in really different places. And it doesn't really look like the other person is actually even ready for a relationship. It's just that other person needs a lot of healing and is just not in the right place to kind of be there for somebody else. Which doesn't mean they're a bad person. It's just they need some more restorative work. You know, meditation, healing would be nice for that, for both of them, of course. But your daughter's getting healing and this person is not. So if they could transition to like platonic friends, the angels think that would be kind of cool, because then they could, you know, continue to know each other and express concern for each other, but not sort of be disappointed when their needs aren't met. You know, if they can lower the expectations and just transition it to a platonic thing where it's like, I care about you as a person, and just keep it there, that seems to be more nourishing for both of them, because it doesn't set them up for disappointment. So, hope that makes sense. But you're doing a pretty good job of staying out of it. I mean, so yeah, that would be my advice if she were listening, and she might, because she does get the healing. So tell her I said hi. Someone says, you said the reason I have a hard time hearing my angels was because I pop out when I ask questions. I've been asking silly questions like you suggested. Any improvement? Thanks, Janet. I love all the clearing of fear from the first chakra you've been doing in recent healings. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, the silly questions have definitely helped. Now it's not so freaky for you to ask a question. What I would say is like the next thing you could work on with that to be able to hear your angels more clearly is work on autonomy from your family, autonomy from your immediate family, genetic family. So your parents, your sister, clear energy blocks. It doesn't mean you're not, you know, you could live with them, you could, you know, do all these projects with them, you could, you know, have close relationships with them, but there's a way in which you have somehow like mentally subordinated yourself to them and their needs and their opinions. And so it's hard for you to just own your space and not have them jump in the way when you're trying to ask your angels questions. So you're actually kind of hearing their opinions, and they're blocking you from hearing your angels' opinions. So yeah, I would say autonomy from your immediate family. So just like you could still on the surface do everything, say everything that you used to, but clear inner wounds in the way of you having autonomy with your family members, and clear energy blocks in the way of you having autonomy with your family members, and flower healing to help you nourish so that you can have more and more autonomy with your family members. So then you have the right to ask your angels and just have a conversation just with you and your angels, and not have them sort of jump in and offer their opinions in your aura. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, progress already, but there's still something else that you gotta work on. So I hope that makes sense. But it's worth it. Once you can hear your angels more and more, it's a nice, well, priceless kind of thing. So keep going. Someone says, hey, Janet, anything in particular I could work to help me have better communication? I gotta get my tea bags out of my tea. Hold on. You just reminded me. Tea break. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hey, Jen, and in particular, I could work on to help me have better communication. I've been feeling really down lately with regards to my job move goals and just feeling like I'm not moving fast. Thanks, Shannon. Yeah, your husband's still in your space about it. I mean, you've kind of like said, hey, back off, but when he initially got in your space, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or a week ago about, what the heck, lady, how about manifesting a job change? Um, there's still like, it's like post-it notes in your aura, like, do it now. What's your problem? Give me a freaking break. Are you an adult or what? Get a new job. How hard is that? You know? So just look at your aura, especially in the front, and just, sticky gold wax any post-it notes from your husband about anything. And then just, sticky gold wax, remove them, give them to your angels, and just remove them. I would say over a few days. Just you'll be more and more able to clear more and more out over a few days. Because I don't think you would feel down if it was just you in your space, you know? And heart chakra is motivation. So you can pep up your heart chakra while you're at it, but I think it's more just that you're sensing all this criticism and kind of like tough love, invasive messaging from your husband. Bless his heart. He's not doing it now. It's just stuck from before when he blew up at you. So there's that. As far as that, I would say make your own goals and your own measures so that you can tell if you're meeting your own goals, So like, once you get those post-it notes out and you get more flow and you get your heart chakra pumping more, then just work over a few days to set some goals for yourself. What are good motivational goals for you? Like, do you need to apply to 4 jobs a week? Do you need to start looking at different cities, and narrow it down to which states you want to live in? Do you need to just start going through your possessions. Think about what you're going to take with you, what you're not going to take with you. You don't have to do it yet, but I think some of that stuff to letting go of possessions, figuring out like the actual logistics of a move can get some of that stagnant energy out of the way too. And yeah, of course, getting the job is important, but doing all of it sort of simultaneously, kind of working it, could help you to feel more ready. So I hope that makes sense. Someone says, hello, wondering how my son and I did, and any angel suggestions for afterwards. Yeah, they like that gold disc exercise for you. They're like, could you keep doing that for a little bit? You and your son, I gotta put out my name so I see his name again. There we go. He had a little chakra damage before this healing, but it all healed up, so that's nice. He had chakra damage at the 7th and the 1st chakras, but that's healed. That's repaired now. His grounding is flowing well in the back, which like never happens for him. He's pretty much always in the back of his grounding. He's always blocked. So that's something you could keep an eye on. Do your own grounding first, center yourself, but then you can just make a copy of his grounding out in front of him, out in front of you, and just kind of notice, okay, the flow there versus the flow in the back. And then just, you can remind him, hey, I just want to remind you, you can let your angels help you with your grounding back there. And that's it. And then he'll just be like, oh, thanks, Mom. And then he'll work with his angels, and his angels will do it for him. So the chakra repair part was very important for him. Clearing fear as well was a big good thing for him. I think for most kids, if kids could have a healing to help them clear fears, I mean, wow, that's great. So that was a really big deal for him too. As far as angel suggestions for sort of aftercare, just keep unblocking your grounding. You know, that tricolor earth energy soak, that could be a fun one. It's a 5-minute little simple video. People have done that with their kids. You know, that video as like a first meditation video kind of a thing. So you could do that video together with your son if he's open to it consciously. If he's not open to it consciously, don't push, you know. But you could do it for yourself, of course. I'm going to type out the title of it. I usually link it under all the videos, but if you just search Janet Wright Tri-Color Soak, Tri-Color Soak. It's just an earth energy grounding related exercise. So if you did that like twice a day and just check the back of your grounding and just keep it nice and flowing in the back, that could be nice. Help you to keep releasing in between the healings, because you're going to get another healing in 2 days. So the more you release, it's kind of like the more value you get out of the healing. So yeah, but your son did great. Kids usually do in these healings. They don't have built up resistance that blocks them from gold light as kids usually. So they catch on very fast. Okay. So this is, hi Janet, my daughter has had a cough and cold for a few weeks. I'm sorry. I've only seen some improvement. I'm curious about her age, by the way. I think she's very, very young, but I don't remember exactly. I've only seen some improvement. Is she working with her angels regarding healings? How can I best help her? Thank you so much. I would work with her on her GV and CV meridians, because they're very blocked at the base, GV1 and CV1. Like both of the GV and CV meridians, they start in the crotch. And if they're very blocked, then you get this really weak flow upward. Somebody else, I was thinking about that when I read their survey, because they were talking about a headache that didn't clear for days and they kept working their GV meridian and it just didn't clear. It was because the GV1 was really blocked. And so the flow that was coming up wasn't that strong to begin with. So then, you know, it's just harder than, even if you repair the channel, the energy channel, there's still not great flow. So then you kind of have to manually find the blockages and unblock them, rather than just having the natural strong flow unclog itself. So, so I would say for you, with your daughter, GV and CV meridian, especially CV meridian, is completely like, reminds me of a raisin. Like it's just very imploded and dried up. There's not a lot of flow there in the CV meridian. So you could, you know, that video, the ones that are more introductory, like the CV meridian heel fraying and the GV meridian heel fraying, those are 2 separate videos. That could be nice, but especially right at the start where they start, just make sure it's unclogged so that the energy comes from, you know, whatever other internal parts are supposed to feed into those meridians can do that. But she doesn't have aura damage. She doesn't have chakra damage. So I would say just, yeah, if you work GV and CV, that could be nice. Also, I'm wondering about the type of foods that she's eating, but I don't know, you know, how old she is. But if you have somebody who's like Chinese medicine knowledgeable, maybe you could go over with them what she's eating. Because I don't know if she's, you know, she could eat food that more supports her condition and doesn't make it worse. Like, is she having dairy, you know, that kind of thing. But even more subtle things can contribute to chest congestion and stuff. So traditional Chinese medicine practitioners are really good at that kind of knowledge. I lost my place. So yeah, I would say for starters, GV, CV meridian, and then if you have a traditional Chinese medicine person, consult them about the condition. So this is, hi Janet, thank you so much for doing these questions. I seem to generally not fit in with most of my colleagues. This seems consistent everywhere. I have ideas on what I should do to work on it. Wondering if you can give me some perspective. I have a feeling I hold up signs and I either have a shell or blocks they can perceive. Now, I think you work in a school, but that could be an old job that you had and not a current job. But anyway, if I look at you and your colleagues, yeah, you know, do that turtle exercise stuff. I don't know if I ever made it into a short video. It might only be in a long live stream, in which case you just look in the healing summary and the timestamp link and go right to it. I may have put it in a shorter video. I don't know though. I don't do that a lot. So if you search Janet Wright turtle exercise, because yeah, I think you are kind of like, you do have like go away kind of energy block, something that's like, and also kind of an inner screen. You know, I think you have some blocks in your throat chakra that are causing you to actually scream on a telepathic level about some frustrations that you have career-wise. And so that's not a really appealing vibration for people to interact with. It's like you're not screaming at them, but you're screaming while you're at work. You know, this sort of inner scream. So you can heal your throat chakra and heal whatever blockages get especially triggered while you're at work, causing you to telepathically scream. So yeah, heal your throat chakra more. There's that fifth chakra, fifth layer healing video. If you search Janet Wright, fifth chakra, fifth layer healing, the number 5, TH for fifth. And then turtle exercise. Yeah. I would say too, you can make a list ahead of time because it might be hard to kind of get your mind in that mode, but think about what you're grateful for and remind yourself about what you're grateful for while you're at work. Because like that's sort of the opposite of an inner scream, you know? It's like, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that I have 2 legs that actually work well and I can walk by myself without assistance. I'm grateful that I can eat and digest food. I'm grateful that I have another day on this beautiful planet. I'm grateful, you know, like just some basics, you know, just to reset, you know, and just remind yourself. You can have like little gratitude moments, you know, 3 times a day during your workday, just to like kind of reset your energy and pump up your heart chakra more. Because it looks like you sort of have this sort of undecided, I don't know if I want to be here, I don't know if I like anybody kind of a vibe going on in your heart chakra at work, which again is off-putting to other people subconsciously. So if that makes sense. Fifth chakra healing, gratitude, and turtle exercise. Someone says, how to improve communication. It would be nice if you put your first name and last initial. I'm looking to see if you did that lower down anywhere. Nope, nope, nope. All right, well, I'll do my best. How to improve communication. Okay, a couple things. From what I can see, you do not have aura damage, so that's great. You do not have chakra damage, which is also great. But you have a lot of chakra blockages, so the chakras, your major chakras, aren't making enough energy. They're making like about 1/3 of what would be ideal for you. So all your chakras, they're just kind of, you know, it's like you can imagine kind of caked with mud. So it's hard for them as motors, as energy generating motors, to do their work, right? So a nice video for that would be like, this is just a 5-minute video. If you search Janet Wright sticky gold wax and then the number 7. Janet writes sticky gold wax 7. It's a really simple technique, you know, and you could just then memorize it and do it out without the video too. It'd be even easier. But to unblock your chakras more and more and more and more, because then your chakras can generate a lot more energy. Because it looks like because your chakras are so way down, you're not getting that good dishwasher effect in your aura where you release enough of your blocked energy. Because the chakras, they're doing their best, but they can't generate enough. So it's like a dishwasher with not enough water in it to go around and scrub off all the plates, right? So you want, you know, unburden your chakras with that more chakra unblocking with the sticky gold wax. And then also you generally have a wide enough grounding, but it's very blocked in the middle and the back. So keep on blocking the back and the middle of your grounding with gold light, so that then you get better flow in the back of your aura also. And you might say, well, none of that is about communicating, Janet. Yes and no. I mean, when you communicate, a problem that you have is something that we dealt with in the session today, called, it had a funny name, clear pain sandwiches, which I know sounds crazy, but it's like if you have too much blocked energy, then you can like hand it out as you're trying to communicate with people. And I call that pain sandwiches. So you're like giving someone a sandwich, like you're giving them something, but it's a pain sandwich, which who wants that? You know, it's just a copy of your inner blockages, and it's subconscious and accidental. But if you're too blocked up, then you end up handing it out as you communicate. So you could, you know, within a day, it's going to take me, you know, hopefully by the end of today, I'll have it done. But, under today's healing, you know, in the comment section of that healing video, I'll put a detailed healing summary with timestamp links, and you can look up clear pain sandwiches and do that section, you know, and you can clear your inner blocks that you keep handing out copies of when you communicate, and you can and then we did, right after that, we did call back your pain sandwiches, where you call back all the stuff that you've accidentally handed out to people, and you put it in a gold sun and melt it away. So you're not taking it back, you know, all that blocked energy, but you're melting it so that you're not burdening those people that don't know what to do with it. So, so yeah, ironically, probably 60% of what you need to do is just chakra unblocking and unblocking the back of your grounding, just to give you more flow and everything, because then you're going to be more content and balanced. But then also that clear pain sandwiches part would be nice. So I hope that makes sense. Someone, and if you have any follow-up questions as you're doing this stuff, you can post a question. It's true for anybody. You can post a question under any video at any time, and I'll get to it when I can. I get to it, you know, within a week or two. Just post under any video, and ideally put your first name and last initial with the question as well. But if you don't feel comfortable to do that, I understand, and I'll do my best. Someone says, hey Janet, how am I doing in my energy lately? Thanks for this healing. I feel good. Well, you've been in 7 through 2 lately, so that's pretty present. Right? That's my shorthand for being present in physical body chakras. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Just not in the first chakra consistently yet. So you could keep unblocking 2 and 1 at the very bottom and the very top, to kind of speed up that growth of yours. Just keep unblocking 2 and 1 at the bottom and the top. But you've been moving forward pretty consistently on your path. I would say that you don't have as much of a sense of your, like, the road ahead as you could. What you could practice is like looking at you, imagine you on your road, you know, be present in your body, you know, of course, but imagine you on your road and kind of do sticky gold wax on the front of your face, especially around your eyes, and that part of you that's on your path, sticky gold wax, just so you take off anything that's kind of covering up your vision of the road ahead, you know, and also unblock the road ahead too, so that it's positive what you end up seeing, you know. But I think that could help you move forward faster if you had a sense of where you're headed, you know, and where, like, you could sort of see, at least on a subconscious level, you know, the road ahead. So you could do that sticky gold wax over your sixth chakra and your eyes, this party that's on your path, and unblock your path more, and unblock 2 and 1. But yeah, you're consistently in 7 through 2, which is a definite improvement. So good job. Someone says, oh boy, pain sandwich. I have been working on 5th chakra, throat, shoulders this last month. Is there anything I am avoiding? Great healing today. I will do it again. Thank you. You know what? Couple things. That question, is there anything I'm avoiding? That's always something that anyone can look at themselves, right? You can make a big blanket out in front of you. You go, okay, what's the baggage I'm avoiding clearing? And then put it all on the blanket and say, angels, can you check this? Is this okay for me to clear? And they'll take off the pile what you shouldn't clear right now. And then just blow it up, or, gold fire, burn it up, melt. You don't have to know consciously what you're avoiding. Just put it out in front of you and stop avoiding it and blow it up. So that's one thing. But I was looking at sort of the root of why you're avoiding it, and it looks like it has to do with energy that it's sort of like ways that you learned about what being a mother is when you were growing up watching your mother. So they're sort of like pain sandwiches from your mom that you got when you were a kid, that are limiting your sense of possibility as a mother and causing you to kind of be less powerful, less flowing, less present. So you could clear pain sandwiches that you got when you were a kid from anybody. That could be a nice thing. And then you could just overtly clear what you're avoiding, without knowing what it is. So hope that helps. I think you are more present in your shoulders, and your neck and throat and that stuff. I would say look at the back of like 6, 5, and 4. Because if you're working on just 5, right? But if you make a big copy at the back of the chakra, and then you notice like, okay, well, the back left side of my 5th chakra seems to be a bit blocked. And then look at the chakra right above it and right below it. Because it could be, all the chakras that on the left side, it's sort of blocked. In which case, maybe you have a big energy block in that first layer right there. Or you have a big being that's just kind of hanging out in a bunch of chakras at once. So I would say, kind of look at the back, and because in 6, 5, and 4, I think it's just a couple beings that are just hanging out and gumming up the back left of chakra 5, but also 6 and 4. So I think if you kind of look at the back and of 6, 5, and 4 together, you might notice extra things that you didn't notice and be able to clear them more easily. Also, it seems like, I don't know if you work from home or something, or you have like a home office and then a office that's not at home, but it seems like you're in both places at once, so I would say just be where your body is, don't be at the other location. It seems like there might be a couple of locations, like the home office and then 2 other physical locations, maybe one where the meetings are and one where this is. So call back your energy from anywhere where you're not physically, And if you need to set the energy of those spaces, just, you know, clean them out and then let the angels sort of run the spaces. Don't have mini you standing in all these spaces at the same time, because then there's a lot less of you to be in your shoulders. So I hope that helps. Someone says, sometimes it's not easy to tell whether I should act on it or wait for the better timing. I try clearing energy blocks and heal myself more. Is there advice on hearing angels and my own intuition? Well, you're not really saying what it is, but I mean, you can just develop a really simple system with your angels, like now, later, not at all, you know, and just have them like flash one of them. Is it angels? Is it now? Is it later? Is it not at all? Or maybe someday, you know, just so then they flash one or the other. I think when you ask your angels, you tend to pop out into your fifth layer, front right. So I would say unblock your fifth layer in the front right so that you can just stay in your chakras and in your body and in your legs when you then ask your angels for clarity on something. So yeah, unblock the front right of your fifth layer and then just, you know, make it simple with your angels. You seem to have some fear triggering you too, like fear of doing the wrong thing, fear of ruining everything, like that, oh, you'll make some move and it'll be terrible and you should have known better. And so clear fear of making mistakes. Fear of failure. So I think that's part of what makes you so triggered that then you can't do simple sort of messaging with your angels properly. So clear fear, clear the front of your fifth layer, and then just keep it simple with your angels. And again, like I said to the other person, practice with simple things, you know, like, should I feed the cats now or in an hour from now, you know, or whatever kind of simple thing that's not a big deal for you. Just have your angels give you simple messages that you don't really care about, that aren't so triggering. So you're not like, you know, oh my God, I don't want to fail, you know, about feeding my cats. You know, you wouldn't be like that. You just hear the message, you know. So practice with simple things first. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, last year was challenging for me. Lately, I noticed that with my dreams and goals, I am afraid that I'll get stuck in that place I was last year. Suggestions for clearing, timeline healing, maybe. So last year was challenging for you, meaning 2020. Yeah, but you had aura damage for like, you know, a lot of the times that you're thinking about, you had aura damage and chakra damage. And blocked grounding. So just keep all that shit repaired and you won't feel like that. Yeah, I don't think there's some, I know what you're saying and it's understandable that you'd be a little bit like, oh my gosh, I better, you know, I want to keep this good feeling going, but this good feeling is you being present, which is just simple stuff, you know. When you have a gaping hole in your aura, you need to repair it. You know, otherwise, if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually you'll have a few chakras bashed in. So then you need to repair your chakras and your aura, you know. So I think the thing is too, when you get more and more present, which you are, I mean, you're getting healings from me regularly, which I think for you is like, it's a nice sense of support, and it is a little bit of like, I think for you and many people, it's like you learn, you know, from the techniques and stuff in the live streams. And I think you're more likely to inform yourself of the techniques because you got the healing and now you feel a lot better. So it sort of piques your interest. So you're like, whoa, I got to figure out what she did today because I feel way better today. You know, so it helps with your motivation. But The thing is, the reason that you really progress is because you're actually using the techniques on yourself in between the healings, you know, because it's only 5 healings in a 31-day month. So, you know, you're what is different. You're using the techniques. So that is something you'll always have now. You know, it's not like you have to get healings from me to know how to repair your aura. So, I mean, you're in 7 through 2 regularly now. So just keep going. You know, because then you'll be in all your chakras all the time, and then you're a real badass. Excuse my French for any kids listening, which probably there are no kids listening. But if there are, when you're 51 like me, you can say badass all you want. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, the stuck, yeah, there's no place that you would go back to. It's you not repairing your aura and having a lot of chakras damaged day after day after day after day. So just mental note, that's not where you want to be. Yeah, but yeah, don't worry. There's no like minefield that you've left that you're gonna slip into now. It's no. I mean, the more present you get, the more old baggage you have to clear. So you've been clearing the minefields to get this present. So yeah. You could just line up any invasive beings that are kind of screwing with your self-confidence and sort of taunting you that way of like, oh, you're gonna regress, you're gonna get worse again. You don't know why you're doing so well, and it's just a freak accident. You're gonna relapse. Just line up any invasive beings that are sort of validating that defeatist, scary stuff, and just get them recycled. Because I think that's part of it, that you just have some beings that are, you know, being annoying like that and taking advantage of your past challenges. So just get them recycled. All right. So hope that helps. Somebody, and you may have to do that, you know, multiple times over time. Keep getting beings recycled that are giving you negative self-talk. Self-doubt, stuff like that. Self-doubt can also come from a stuck 4th chakra, the center of chest, or stuck 7th chakra, but you don't have those particularly stuck. So I think it's just some beings being annoying. Someone says, hi, Janet. I've been having some boundary issues with family lately. Yeah, not lately. That's like a long-term thing that you're getting better and better at. I notice I have invasive thoughts of my siblings, from my siblings. I feel like most of the time it's beings exploiting the energy blocks. Any advice? Oh, and you're giving me sibling names. How nice of you. See, you know. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely sending you, very actively sending you telepathy. They're like, you know what you should do, and you know, you think you know everything, and yeah, that's just when you know, tell them to talk to their angels. Just remind them, go talk to their angels. Around the holidays, family members tend to get that way. Around birthdays, around significant, you know, anniversaries, stuff like that. But also around deaths, around, you know, questions of inheritance, or, you know, whatever. There's a million reasons why siblings can get all judgy, and family members. So yeah, just remind them to go talk to their angels. So for those of you that don't know, there is a video, a 35-minute video that goes into all that. So you sort of learn the ropes. If you search Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues, that would teach you that stuff. Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues. Hard for me to spell with a cat in the middle. I'll link it below later too. Another thing you can do, in addition, is have a little soundproof wall in between you and them. Like the angels make that. Have the angels make it. Don't, I would never suggest to make a wall yourself, because the odds that you would make something that's kind of stuck and in your way ultimately is pretty high. So just say, angels, you know, if it's in my best interest, can you make me a nice soundproof wall between me and my siblings? But I think at this point, they just want you to help them center, you know, so then they leave you alone and they kind of evolve and move forward, which is a win for everybody. So just remind them to go talk to their angels. Like, for example, with my genetic family, I've done that so many times. Like, I give them little healings. I, you know, remind them to talk to their angels, all that stuff. And so usually they don't bother me at all. But, you know, in the last couple of days, they've all, like, been at me. But I just remind them, you know, but I've had to remind them, like, maybe twice a day for the last couple of days, which is unusual. Usually they totally leave me alone now. I mean, they didn't used to, but they do now, because, you know, it works over time. You know, they work with their angels more each time, and they kind of evolve, at least on the subconscious level. So, but like I said, holidays tend to trigger everybody. You know, little family events subconsciously trigger everybody, and then they get all invasive again. So you have to remind them. But it just takes a second, so it's not a huge deal. So, hope that helps. Yeah, I think you've gotten rid of all the beings that were exploiting that conflict. I think it's literally your siblings telepathing you because they're stuck. Someone says, I have communication issues with a client for over a year. Initials, thank you. She is resistant to communicating with me. I work with my angels to prepare to work with her, but I feel stuck. Any energy advice? She's a park bencher. So if you forget those videos, go ahead and rewatch them. Park bench communication. If you search Janet Wright, park bench communication, I'll link those videos below too. But yeah, you can even, like, I don't know if you have control over, you know, the room that you work with her in. You could bring a flower vase or something and just make sure you're not facing her as you talk. I mean, just kind of like half face her, half look to the flowers, you know, or something. Like put it, you know, where you both could enjoy it, like kind of almost in between you guys, or, you know, a little to the side. Because she prefers, she's just uncomfortable with that level of, like, you know, small table communicating, the eyeball to eyeball stuff. She just isn't good with that. I would say too, she's very ungrounded. So, and you tend to lose your grounding when you're around her, just because, like, you're trying to figure her out and she's above her body. So you kind of like go up there and try to, you know, talk to her up there. So maybe you work your leg energy flow, like do gold bottle brush in your legs, you know, as you're waiting for her to say something, you know, just like really get in there with the red earth energy, get the wide grounding, unblock the back if you're grounding the back of your chakras. You know, just sit back, really be in the back of your space. Because that too will make her feel less like you're sort of, you know, sitting on the bridge of her nose. You know, just work the back of your space, the back of your grounding, your legs when you're around her, because she'll be positively affected by that. I think she'll find you less threatening. And the thing is with her, she's very nonverbal, actually, which is unusual for a woman, more unusual for a woman. I've had women clients like that, but it's not sort of the standard. It's not, the majority of women are very verbal, but she's very nonverbal. So she's very telepathic. So a lot of what she's saying, there's no words for it. So I would think like quiet is going to be a bigger part of her sessions than you might expect. Then that's okay. You know, if you can, you know, just sit there, work your leg channels, you know, you don't have to say that much. And that'll help her get more present and clear some of her pain. And she just, you know, even if she could just feel accepted and not judged, you know, for the time of the session, that's a big gift for her. So you don't have to say much to accomplish that. So there's that. But yeah, so watch the park bench videos again if you need the reminder, and then work the bottle brush for legs and back of grounding and unblock the back of your chakras, like before you work with her, while you're with her, while you're waiting in the silence. Yeah. Okay. Hope that helps. That was interesting. Thank you for her initials, because otherwise, well, I maybe could have done it, but it's so much easier with the name. Oh, and you say thank you for the healing. You're welcome. Okay, somebody says, thank you, Janet, for taking the time to do Q&As. You're welcome. Very welcome. I have been working on the Pro website. Oh, yeah. Having a hard time finalizing the part on what I do and offer in the healings. Also been practicing on how to model a session. Also, my oldest, and then I'm jumping down to the other things this person said. Also, my oldest has been having a stiff neck issue. Is it underlying issue on communication? You know, with your older child, you can work good karma windows. Some of his good karma windows are smashed, like in layers 4, 3, 2, 1. So repair his good karma windows just with gold light in 4, 3, 2, 1. And then he has there's no more chakra damage, but there is some little spikes that are kind of stubborn in the back of his throat chakra. So you could sticky gold wax the back of his 5th chakra. He did get the healing today. He had chakra damage, but now he doesn't with his 5th chakra. There was one day where he had aura damage in the upper back, and I think that's how he got the chakra damage and the hard object stuck in there, and the good karma window damage. So yeah, he still needs good karma window repair work and a little bit more sticky gold wax and repair of the back of the 5th chakra. Yeah. Okay, so back to your issue. Tell your kids I said hi, by the way. Some people's kids that get the healings don't know about me, but when they do, it's always fun to say hi. So hello. So, okay, so with a session, pro reading healing session, and this is true for anybody, you know, just FYI. Also interesting for therapy too. So, you know, some of my clients are or are going to be pro reader healers. Some of my clients are or are going to be like clinical therapists, you know, within psychology. So the idea is you want, I mean, what makes somebody feel better at the end of the session and then in a lasting way? Well, obviously repairing what's damaged. So as a healer, you have that luxury that maybe in therapy, not so much, but as a healer, you have the luxury of being able to do aura repair, chakra repair, stuff like that, that's going to make the person more able to be present. So that's pretty huge. It's a beautiful advantage of being an energy healer versus the therapist, is that, you know, when they have a gaping hole in the back of their aura, you can repair it in the healing. You know, when most of their chakras are shattered, you can repair them in a healing fairly easily. So that's huge. You can help them have big flowing grounding. So that's going to make them feel better in a way that then is very real for them later. Usually, sometimes newbies, they don't feel the difference. And it's like, are you kidding me? You're in 7 through 3 now. Before you were in only your 7th chakra and you feel exactly the same. So sometimes there is an odd thing where they just can't feel it. But their life is still better anyway. So if they were looking for results, they would see them. If they wanted to see them, they would notice by like a week or two. They'd be like, oh yeah, I cleaned out all my closets and I haven't ever done that in my whole life, you know, or something. So anyway, you can do all the repair work as a healer reader, but the basics of repair work. But what makes someone feel better is like the blocked energy is now not blocked. You know, blocked energy that they can really feel. So maybe blocked energy in their grounding is now gone, or triggered energy in the front of their aura. That's something that someone is very much impacted by. You know, like you can clear at the back of somebody's aura and it really helps them, but that, you know, that 4th chakra block that's always triggered every time they talk to their husband about something, if you clear that one, I mean, that they're going to really feel, you know, that's like, oh my God, I talked to my husband and he was still not listening, but I was fine about it, you know, like they're going to notice that difference, most likely. Because the thing, as a therapist or as a reader healer, you definitely want to help people, but you have to help people, especially initially, in a way that they notice. Because good therapy benefits people, right? In the long run. Good energy healing and reading benefits people in the long run. Like, in other words, work that's not codependent, that doesn't just create a dependency. It actually helps empower the person to become stronger, more present, more whole, right? More vibrant in their life. That helps, right? But you have this little window of time in the first maybe session, really, where you kind of have to prove yourself, which is, that's sort of a hard thing, you know, to, at least for me it was, and I think for many people, to sort of grapple with, like, you know, how do you help someone feel as better as possible? Results. You have to give them results in like even just the first session. Otherwise, they won't come back. Even if, you know, long-term therapy or long-term healing and reading would be like life-altering for them. If they can't feel that it would be life-altering, if they can't feel that you're good at what you do, then, you know, that's that. Sayonara. I mean, it could be you're just not the one for them, and that's fine, you know, but so clearing, anyway, long story short, clearing blocks, especially triggered energy blocks in the front, can be really helpful. Obviously, basic repair stuff can be very helpful. When people come in the morning, you know, the upper part of their aura, they have to come through that every day. So sometimes they'll have energy blocks that have been limiting how awake they can be in their life and how present they can be forever, you know, and it's just, so the upper part of the aura, they have to try to come through that every morning. So, you know, maybe extra attention to the upper part of the aura for that reason, because that can impact like how present you can be in your life in a really noticeable way to people. Most people have bashed up creative rings, so you could definitely put that on your repair list for the first session. You know, just repair and unblock creative rings. So the basics would be like aura, chakras, creative rings, grounding. But, you know, then there's that idea of, you know, what are their issues? What do they think is the most pressing thing? Because there's this give and take. I don't know so much from a therapy perspective, but I know as a reader healer, there's this sense of where they're like, no, this is my issue and you need to work on this, you know, but then you see that they're missing the whole back half of their aura and all their chakras are damaged. And it's not really ethical to ignore that. Do you know what I mean? Because like they may never come back and then they don't have the opportunity to get that fixed. And they're going to just be a hot, bleeding, pussing mess for years if they never get that work done. So in sessions, I've always liked to sort of have a built-in time where you're going to do what you see they need, no matter what the hell they think you need to work on. You know what I mean? Like they may want to fixate on, you know, their husband and why their husband doesn't listen to them. But you know, if you have sort of a structure of a session that allows you a time where you're just going to do healing and repair that's needed for them. And you're also going to get to their pressing, burning questions that they have consciously, so that there's somewhat of a play between that. So there's time for both, because they're in these conscious sessions, you know, like phone sessions or Skype sessions or whatever. It's more so that way, where they'll feel this conscious desire to, you know, get certain issues covered. And so some kind of a format room for that, of course, is important. But, you know, if you built in a time where you're going to, because if their aura is, you know, missing, half missing, their chakras are damaged, they really can't clear the energy blocks that they're going to need to clear to get the clarity that they seek. So, you know, hope that helps. For therapists, it's probably a little bit different, but if I have a therapist who wants me to talk about that, I will. Because that's sort of the art in therapy. How do you know, if you're psychically aware and you know they don't have a back half of the aura, what the heck do you do as a therapist? But there's probably a way. But if a therapist, current or future therapist, wants to ask me that, I'd be happy to look at it. I'm going to move on. Okay. Someone says, hi, Janet. I'm feeling stuck a lot of times. I go to do a creative project. I feel guilty about taking the time to do it and wonder if I'm escaping stress or really finding artistic expression. Well, I mean, there's a benefit to just doing something that's fun. You know, your enjoyment is valid. I mean, I don't know if you have like 4 kids that are starving because you haven't made them dinner yet and you're doing your artistic expression, or just it's a victimless crime and you're just spending 2 hours on a painting and, you know, no harm, no foul. I mean, if it's just, there's the really finding artistic expression, I don't think is a valid goal. If you like it, do it. You know, I think you might be overthinking. Like, I garden. You know, that's lately my hobby of choice. But I also, you know, can binge watch Netflix or something. You know, different shows on Netflix. But I don't really, you know, a lot of times my garden doesn't really look that great. It's just a therapeutic thing that I do, you know. And when I binge watch Netflix, I mean, nobody benefits except me, you know. It's just the silliness of it, the lack of, you know, sometimes I actually will say, you know, I'm going to accomplish nothing today and I'm so excited, you know. You know, just kind of live it up, that you're not, that, you know, these next 2 hours are not about productivity. They're about just doing nothing. You know, that can be very therapeutic. So I would say if it feels good, then that's fine. As long as you're not, you know, doing something harmful to yourself or others, then why not? So hope that makes sense. It could be you have one of your parents in your space kind of being judgy about that you're not getting some advanced degree or something. You know, like you could wash your mom out of your space about that. That could be part of it. All right. Wash your mom out, meaning gold light. You just imagine, you know, your space, your aura, your grounding, your body, everything is just gold light, and just wash your mom out and say, okay, mom, it's okay. I just need a breather. It's okay. I'm strong and healthy and you taught me well. Thanks so much. Go check your body. You're awesome, mom. Go have a good day. You know, and then she'll go away. Then you can, you know, paint a picture for 2 hours or whatever you want to do. Someone says, oh, they're mentioning their name. Thank you. During the healing, I saw a gold eye. It's the second time during a meditation. Could that be the third eye? Does it mean I'm meditating correctly? Also, thanks for the video suggestion. Actually, well, I mean, you literally see an image of a gold eye that looks like a being that's just trying to impress you. Just lump any invasive beings that are not angels. You just line them up like in a, like, you know, in a police show, they line up the suspects, you know, just line up any being that's distracting you while you're meditating, including Mr. Goldeye, and just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? That way, if it's really an angel, which it doesn't look like it is, then your angels obviously wouldn't recycle it. You know? But yeah, it just looks like a being that is sort of like, I'll help you. I help you with clairvoyance. I'm a gold eye, you know. So yeah, just have it recycled. Yeah, there's no eye that's gold. You know, like a third eye, that's just your sixth chakra, which is shaped like an open cylinder, and the ideal color for it, I would say, is like a cobalt blue. So that's in your head, is your sixth chakra. So yeah, I think you're just seeing a being showing you an image of a gold eye to try to impress you. Okay, hope that helps. If you have a follow-up question about that, if that freaks you out, whatever, you can post your question under any video at any time. So this is, Dear Janet, this is, and you're saying your name, I had a problem of getting other negative entities telepathically instead of angels psychically, so that I tried to shut that down fully, and I guess I don't get angels' communication. 2, what should I do? Thanks. These days you're in 7 through 3. So you're a lot more present than when you were hearing random beings all the time. Back then you had a ton of aura damage and chakra damage, so it's kind of like you weren't really the gatekeeper of your own energy field. So then it's like you can get a lot of chaos from, you know, telepathy from people, telepathy from invasive beings, just sort of cluttering your mind, right? But your aura is now fully repaired, your grounding is wide and flowing, and your chakras are fully repaired. So I would say that's what is different. I don't think you have prevented yourself from hearing angels, you know, by not hearing the invasive beings that you used to have. I think it just, consciously hearing angels is more advanced, and you're definitely able to get there. You're just not there yet. So your 5th layer is still pretty heavy, with energy blocks and just kind of energy. So I would say that I don't know if you've done the video already, but you could just do it more if you have. That 5th chakra, 5th layer video that I have. If you search Janet Wright 5th chakra, 5th layer, I'll link it below too. Janet Wright, 5th chakra, 5th layer healing. You'll find it. I'm outside. I may be in this sweatshirt, actually. I made a lot of old videos in this sweatshirt. Because it's a really heavy sweatshirt. So when I was doing my outdoor videos, I would wear it. But anyway, so yeah, heal your 5th chakra, 5th layer more. I don't think, you know, if you stay this present, I don't see how you would be overrun with, you know, messages from invasive beings anymore. You are letting your angels heal you and guide you, and you are listening to them subconsciously already. And I think sometimes you do hear them, like maybe 20% of when your angels are telling you messages, but you're thinking it's your own idea. So, and that's an early stage of hearing your angels, where you'll think some healthy thought like, oh, I should really get to bed right now. But that's one of your angels just told you that. You didn't actually think that. It was just one of your angels saying, yeah, you know, we've been telling you for 5 minutes now, it's time to get to bed. And you actually received it as your own thought. So that is already happening a little bit. So you're getting there. Just, I would say, keep clearing your 5th chakra, 5th layer more. Oh yeah, and then work on getting even more present, because the more present you get, the easier all these abilities are. So there's this video, I'll link it below too, get present in second and first chakras. So that one you could work on to get even more present than you already are. So I hope that makes sense. So that fifth chakra, fifth layer video, and then the get present in second and first chakras video as well. Okay. Someone says, "Hi, Janet. I heard that there will be food shortages and power outages in the next 18 months, but I cannot tell if my angels are encouraging me to prepare for this or if beings are feeding me lies. Any other message?" I thought you were listening to some United States Republican propaganda, because they're very big on, oh my God, gas is more expensive, food is more expensive now, the world is going to ruin just because of Biden. So maybe you have some beings from the US Republican Party. Yeah, I think that's not your angels. Yeah, your angels are like, so yeah, that's just beings stoking your fears. So yeah, just line up the food shortages beings and have your angels recycle them. Any other messages from my angels? Love life, maybe. Thanks. Yeah, your angels say you're ready for a role in the Hey Guy, if you're interested in that. Angel approved role in the Hey Guy, though, not just anybody. So you can start, if you want, consciously, if that sounds appealing to you, you can. For those of you that don't know, I've talked about role in the Hey Guys, an entree man. Like an entree man is like, the guy, or the girl, or the gender flexible person or whatever that you want, who is compatible long term for you, right? To have a healthy, fulfilling relationship long term. But sometimes you're not quite ready yet for that, and so you can have a roll in the hay person. It's just more casual and sexual, but still non-harming to your energy. And your angels can help you pick a person for that. That would be learning and enjoyment, and not distract you with your learning and growth, not distract you from your learning and growth. So anyway, yeah, you can start thinking about who's your roll in the hay person, and just start intuiting, yes, no, is this person angel approved, is this person not angel approved, if that's something you're interested in. Because your angels say you're not really stuck as far as your entree person. It's just not the right time. There's some career stuff that has to evolve first for you. So in the meantime, if you wanted to roll in the Hey Guy, that's why they're suggesting that. Okay. Someone says, "Hey, I worked along with you for my healing." Yes, you healed yourself as I healed in the live stream. Yeah. "I found staying grounded difficult. Please, can you see about my aura repair and chakra damage? There's issues. Also, left side of my face feels burning." Yeah, sure. Yeah, your aura is less damaged than before, so very good job, but you still have some damage in the top, and then the left side, like all up and down the left side. Like left side, like really on the side, but then also left back side. It's like little stab gashes kind of stuff. And up on the top. Different people have different styles of whacking, throwing energy. Some people, they make big blast holes, and some people make these more concise things. Doesn't matter. It's just, so you have a stabber. Somebody in your life makes these little stab holes. So So yeah, you still have more work to do for repair. But it's way better than it was. You used to be missing like a lot of the back left of your aura and the top left. But now it's more there than not there, but still, yeah, work more on that. There's nothing stuck in there, so it's just more repair that you need to do. Just imagine the little stab wound holes and just comb through them, fill them in with gold light, and just let them grow back. And the top too. Found staying grounded difficult. You were releasing so much. I mean, you were releasing like 5 times more than you usually have done ever. So you were actually really rocking the healing. See, that's the thing. Like if you fall asleep for a second, you might think, oh gosh, I'm totally botching this healing. You know? But it's just because sometimes it's just because you're releasing so much, your body just isn't used to it, you know. So just comfort your body, say, hey, I'm safe, this is okay, we're just clearing energy, you know, let's go for it some more, you know. But yeah, I think you did really well. Just finish up the repair, and then you can ask me to check it under some video at some point, you know, when you finished it. And redo your buffer zones, your gold buffer zones. If you're not conscious of what those are, you know, watch that video, Janet Wright, gold buffer zones. But it looks like you're conscious of them, you just haven't recreated them in a while. There you go. As far as your chakra repair, your 7th chakra needs more repair at the top. It's like if this is the 7th chakra, round opening at the top, round opening at the bottom, like in here, like it's kind of shattered. It's kind of like, you know, smashed up a little on that round opening at the top. The bottom is just blocked energy there, but the top is like kind of shattered and stuff. So 7th chakra repair, astral and physical 7th chakras. 4th chakra is repaired, it's just pretty blocked. So you could unblock your 4th chakra more, a lot more. Yeah, so those are the 2 I would say. 7th chakra repair, both astral and physical, and 4th chakra unblocking. Physical 4th chakra unblocking, and then of course first the aura repair stuff. But yeah, you were just releasing a lot. You know, you could, if you were more in your legs, I think it would anchor you a little better as you release so much. So there's that video, it's 11 minutes. It just walks you through like the concept of earth energy up your legs. It's, if you search Janet Wright explaining earth energy up legs. Explaining earth energy up legs. Yeah, just so you can check, am I in my legs, you know, and but yeah, you did great. So keep up the good work. You're in 7 through 3 right now. And before you did the walkthrough today, you were in only 7 and 6. So it's a pretty big step forward. Good for you. Someone says, where? I lost my place. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. Please ask my angels what has me blocked. Find I avoid feeling action for myself due to lack of determination, grief, loneliness. What and how to heal. Been working on 1st chakra if related. Well, your spiritual path is much more unblocked than it used to be, so that's good. You're doing a better job of keeping your family off of your spiritual path, the road ahead of you, you know? That for those that don't know, your spiritual path is, it's a road that represents what you're meant to learn and experience in this lifetime, and you don't want unnecessary just garbage on your path. People can dump stuff on your path or stand on it in the way, you know, and block you up. So you just use gold light to clear off that road ahead of you so that it's nice and gold and positive for you, and so you learn what you need to learn, but it's not harder than it needs to be, right? And then also behind you on your path, you could do that more. unblock behind you on your path, because it looks like you're dragging all these boulders and stuff. You're trying to drag all this heavy stuff forward with you to make progress on your path. So yeah, work the back of your path. Like, what is attached to you that you're trying to drag forward? It's just old baggage and old sense of like obligation and just garbage from past lives. So just melt it away with gold light. And I would do that over different days, because you do a couple minutes of it one day, and then you just need to live and stretch and sleep and then do more the next day. So that loneliness is always a blocked fourth chakra. Chakra number 4. It's super ironic, because you think like, no, I feel empty, but it's an absence of fourth chakra energy. Fourth chakra energy is the feel good stuff, like gratitude, enthusiasm, motivation. So, feeling like loved and cared for and, comforted, that's fourth chakra energy, makes you feel that way. It's not how many friends you have that makes you feel that way. It's whether or not your fourth chakra is working. Totally ironic. So that's why, to take an extreme example, you could be like, I don't know, some famous person that like 1 million people adore, right? And feel like total crap and feel totally lonely, because your fourth chakra is too blocked, maybe it's damaged also. So this is what makes you feel good or not, the external stuff of how many friends you have or who's being supportive, who's being insulting, whatever. So taking action is third chakra, okay, and third layer, but wanting to take action, feeling enthusiasm and motivation is fourth chakra and fourth layer. So what could be interesting is you could work fourth and third layer together, fourth and third layer and fourth and third chakra, and just keep on blocking them in the front and the back, fourth and third layer all around, and just do that for a little bit. So the back of you on your path, so that you don't have to drag stuff as you move forward, and then fourth and third layer, fourth and third chakra, for wanting to act and actually being able to act. There's no video that does that. You can just freestyle it. You know how to do that. Okay. Someone says, and no, first chakra is not related to that. First chakra is courage, safety, and abundance. I have a chakra handout if anyone doesn't have it and they need it. And it lists, it's like 2 pages. It's an email. It's free. It's an email attachment. I would just email it to you. And it just is like a colorful sort of little document that lists all the 7 chakras, their location, their ideal color, and what each one does for you. And sometimes that can help, direct you to, if you want to work on something, oh yeah, that's that chakra. Okay, let me work that. But also, keep in mind, if it's the fourth chakra, that means it's also the 4th layer of your aura. Your layers count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you just kind of imagine that aura layer and that chakra as you're doing your work. Now, you get regular healings, and you do regular healings on yourself, so it's not aura damage for you or chakra damage. It's just a blocked up 4th and 3rd and blocked up 4th and 3rd layer. But for other people that may be a newbie that's never gotten a healing, they could be feeling all those negative things because they're missing half the back of their aura and they have a lot of chakra damage too. But that's not the case with you. All right. Someone says, I wake up at night unable to fall back asleep. I guess because I'm struggling too much with trying to sleep. Too little trust and letting go. What can I heal in order to accept and sleep better? Well, okay, I don't think this is an issue for you, but I just want to say it because for many people it would be. Caffeine intake is a thing, sometimes if you're, and it's very individual. Some people can be super sensitive to caffeine now, but they weren't 10 years ago in their life, and some people can have way more caffeine and sleep soundly through the whole night, whereas other people cannot. Caffeine also depletes yang energy potentially, so it's a thing even on that level, even if you can sleep. But so, some people think, well, it couldn't be the caffeine because I can get to sleep fine, but then 4 hours later I wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So that's not caffeine related, but yes, that is caffeine related, potentially. So that's one thing. And even if you stop drinking coffee for like, or whatever you're drinking for like a day and don't see a difference, that doesn't mean that you've now determined accurately that it's not caffeine related, because it can take many, 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 many days for your system to like, restore itself from that, partially due to long-term yang depletion because of the caffeine, blah, 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 whatever. So if someone has all those issues and stopping the caffeine didn't even fix it, then maybe Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, is a nice option too, to start building back that yang depletion that the caffeine caused. But there's a lot of energy stuff, energy healing type stuff to do. And I don't think with you it is caffeine. You can correct me if I'm wrong if you have like 5 coffees every day. But I see later down further you put your name, your last initial too. That's nice. Thank you. So I'm going to look in your case. There's an astral level you go to, okay, and when we sleep, your astral body leaves your physical body, right? So your physical body is asleep in bed. Your astral body hopefully goes with your angels everywhere. If you say, I'm going to let my angels heal and guide me in my sleep, right? But then, so you'll go with them like escorts, right? But there are places you can go where the angels say, this would be a really good place for you to go. And there are places that you're going that the angels are like, you shouldn't go there. It's not good energy, but you go anyway. But you do let your angels go with you, but it's not the same as if you really let your angels guide you fully and you stopped going to these places that your angels don't want you to go to. You're going to, right before you wake up prematurely, you're in an astral location with other people that it just has a real argumentative vibe and very like, it rattles you. It's like irritating. So I think it's more actually ironically a spirit issue than a body issue, why you can't go back to sleep. You get even like energy thrown at you, and you get some wax in your astral body aura. Some nights you even get chakra damage to your astral body, like 7th and 6th chakra, because you get stuff thrown at you. So you may not know consciously like what this is. Like maybe you have a sibling that you're trying to reach, or an ex that you're trying to help, and they're just in a really bad place. So even astrally, they're in these negative astral locations. But what I would say is just remind yourself, hey, I'm going to let my angels guide me in my sleep, and I'm only going to the safe angel-approved places. Because that could actually fix the whole thing. It looks like. So I would say try that, and then you can post under a video if you still need more guidance after that. Like try that for like maybe 2-3 nights. But just let your angels help and guide you. As far as where you're going to go in your sleep. Okay. Hope that helps. And I guess in the meantime, if you wake up and you feel all rattled, it looks like you actually have chakra and aura damage when you wake up feeling rattled. So it's not so much trust and letting go. It's like literal aura damage, chakra damage. So you could just say, if you don't feel like healing all that at the moment, you should say, angels, please repair me. Please repair my energy, as you just sort of sit there and keep your eyes closed and just relax, and you can just sort of imagine, okay, my angels are healing my aura now. Okay, my angels are healing my chakras now. And just hopefully then you'll fall asleep as part of that process. I think your Kundalini pops on when you come back too, because you're kind of irritated and your aura is damaged and your chakras are damaged sometimes. And so you come back and that disturbs your body because like the damage is a weird vibe. So then your Kundalini turns on. That's the chakra beneath the first chakra. It's like it's one of the minor chakras. So it's like half the size of the first chakra, and red is also an ideal color for that one. But you want to turn that chakra off so it doesn't spin and generate Kundalini energy, because that Kundalini energy, it like will definitely keep you from going back to sleep again. So just, it's not an emergency if it comes on. Just use gold light on your first and your Kundalini chakra and just You want flow in the first chakra, and you want it to be unblocked, your Kundalini chakra, but you want no cords going into it. You want it to just be off for sleep. I have a Kundalini playlist. I'll link that below, where you could, if you want, you could watch a video about Kundalini, and you know, the Kundalini chakra and stuff like that. But that, you just need to turn that off. Turn your Kundalini chakra off so that, but I think it's sort of 50-50. You're rattled and can't go back to sleep because your Kundalini chakra's on, but also because you literally have aura and chakra damage. And so, and some, whatever energy got thrown at you. It's not beings though, it's just some people. You went to a, I don't know, some kind of arguing kind of place. So I hope that makes sense. All right, someone says, I find when I'm present, I don't feel so blocked in feeling or taking action. Yeah, I already read your question. Okay. Someone says, please let me know what energy blocks I have regarding communication so I can work on it on my own. I feel unheard and misunderstood a lot. Thanks, Janet. My name is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I kind of answered this before at the end of the live stream. I said, keep working on the mental stability gold disc exercise that we did. And then, you know, that person you're talking about that you're communicating with, you know, needs to get more healings so that, they just feel, you know, safer and more happy, period. There is a video, flower healing for others. That could be a nice one to work on. The video flower healing for others, because this person that you're communicating with, they, like a couple days ago, they were not working with their angels, but now they are letting their angels heal and guide them and repair their energy. So that's great. So because if they weren't doing that yet, then that would be that video. If you search Janet Wright resolve conflict boundary issues, that'll help you to help that person to start working with their angels, but that's already happening now. So this other video, if you search Janet Wright flower healing, heal others, flower healing for others, something like that. That's fun. And it could help you just practice saying validating, kind, grateful kind of things to your partner. I mean, there may be things that you feel like you want heard, but I think if you just kind of back off what you feel like should be said and just work on saying something that's going to be well received, that is honest and genuine, to get more of a foundation, because you don't have the trust isn't there as much between you guys these days. So kind of just hand whatever you feel like you want heard, hand that to your angels and say, angels, help me with this. But then just work on simple, honest, positive things to communicate, just subconsciously on a spirit level with flower healing, and just see how the flowers are received, you know, on a spirit level and all that. So you can work that for like at least a week or two, just to try to build trust and friendship. So hope that helps. That video is flower healing for others. And I will link it below later. But you can search Janet Wright flower healing for others and you'll find it. Also, it looks like the person that you're trying to communicate with is a park bench communicator. So your style of communication is too intense and it's being perceived as aggression. Park bench people they're not comfortable with a very face-to-face, full-on communication. And they perceive it as something that's overwhelming and non-benevolent. Even if the intention is benevolent, it's just the style of communicating is too much for them. So if you look at my park bench videos, I have 2 videos on park bench communication. Park bench, like you're at a park on a bench. The videos will explain it. But so I'll link those below later. But there are 2 videos on park bench communication. And you could also practice that because that is very relevant for you and your partner. You're a small table communicator by nature, and your partner is a park bench communicator by nature. So you can learn to adapt to that, and that also would help in how your communication is received and perceived. Hope that helps. So this is how to turn Kundalini off and on. Practice with my Kundalini videos. I mean, because the thing is, you just do it with your intention. It's like a spinning motor, like a blender. You know, if you look in the blender, there's that little blade that spins around. Same thing with a chakra. Like, you know, it's an open cylinder and it spins. You know, so you basically just heal it. I mean, you don't want to, you know, squeeze it tight to make it stop, right? You just heal it and relax it so that you can finally just relax it enough that it turns off. Kundalini Chakra, when it generates energy, it's like a flame that goes up your whole spine, and then it can go throughout your body and whatever. It's not a bad thing. It's just really bad if you're trying to sleep. And it's bad. I mean, you can run it on like low, medium, or high, and it has different purposes. But like if you're awake and you're doing stuff, if you keep it on low, it's actually very nice. It's like a little peppiness, you know. But yeah, to turn it off, you could use gold light and red earth energy. Bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth and just kind of calm it down until it stops. I mean, I can like work on that with you. Just calm it. See, yours, you have people corded to it, so they're sending their energy in, and it's just like on super drive. So just melt away the cords going in the front and the back, and then just keep slowing it down with gold light until it stops. You can say, it's okay, I'm safe, I'm safe. There you go. Yeah, I am safe is nice. It helps. Yeah, it looks like yours is off right now. So you had to melt cords a lot. You had people sending their energy in, which just revs it up a lot. You don't have to worry about who cords it. Just melt the cords with gold light. But yeah, I have a Kundalini playlist if you want to learn more. Someone says, what can I work on to improve communication? I often get stuck trying to communicate things that are very clear in my mind. I also often have difficulty recalling names. Any advice from you and angels? That's funny. My angels are totally like, well, you're in no position to counsel someone about what to do when you forget names. Because I forget names all the time. I literally have a piece of paper on our refrigerator with the names of all our neighbors written down, because there's no way I'm going to remember otherwise. Remembering names is just, woo, not something I do. I mean, whatever. I used to not care that I couldn't remember names, but then I realized people think you don't care about them if you don't remember their name, which is silly. But I guess because most people do remember names, so then they would only not remember a name if they really didn't care about the person. But with me, I just forget names, period. So I could totally care about the person and think they're nice and delightful, and I won't remember their name at all. But anyway, so I've tried to adapt, but it's a work in progress. I just tend to have to write the name down, and then I'll look at it and say it over and over at different times to myself. So yeah, I have no tricks for that other than silly little hacks. But the other part of your question I could work on. When you say I get stuck trying to communicate things that are very clear in my mind, what I see is, okay, there's being in your body and there's being out of your body, okay? And you can think out of your body, or you can think when you're in your physical body chakras and you're well grounded and everything. But it is possible to think from out of your body. But talking to someone with clarity and precision, it's way easier to do it from within your body. So I think what I see that's happening to you is when you're out of your body, you totally know what you're going to say, but then you get in your body in the moment and you're too blocked to say it. So it's a physical fifth chakra, physical fifth layer blockage, not astral fifth chakra and fifth layer. It's physical fifth chakra and physical fifth layer that are too locked up. And you may even be able to think of like, oh yeah, when I think of what I'm going to say, I'm kind of like looking at the ceiling, or I'm kind of, up here, like maybe your body language even could tell you, oh yeah, I'm popping out to figure out what I'm going to say, which isn't a crime, but then make sure, you come in and you can really, you have the presence to say what you're going to say. It could be that the reason you pop out is because you're too blocked to think about it from when you're present, right? So it looks like that's the case for you, that you're not realizing that you're sidestepping and going out to think about it, and then you come back in and you're too blocked to communicate it. So long story short, unblock your fifth chakra and fifth layer, physical fifth chakra, physical fifth layer. And it could be fun to even compare the two and be like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Because your astral fifth chakra and astral fifth layer are like nice and blue and, light, medium blue, flowy, 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 flowy. Your physical is like, ooh, yeah. Ooh. So hope that helps. Right. YouTube scrolled on me, so I lost my place again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and like I said, recalling names. Whew. Yeah. Can't help you with that. Other than what I do, write it down and practice it. Someone says, hi, can I ask questions here? Yes. My question is your real last name Buttocks? If so, maybe school was rough, but yeah, of course. If that's not your real last name, if you were just being clever, ideally, if you're comfortable with it, put your first name and your last initial in the question, because that helps me to read your energy, but you don't have to if that freaks you out. I'll try to read without that information. But yes, I do 2 Q&As a month, this one, and then I already did the first one. So this is the second and final one of the month. But they're on Sundays after my Sunday healing. So the next one, I'm doing a healing set on November 5th, 7th, and 9th. November 7th is the Sunday healing. And so on November 7th, after the healing live stream, will be a Q&A live stream. So November 7th and November 21st are the Q&A live streams for that month. But yeah, any of the live streams you can post. Also, you can post a question under any video at any time of mine, and I will, usually it takes a little longer though, of course, for you to get back to you. Someone says, can you please tell me if there are any karmic reasons for a very painful upbringing that I've had? There's always good reasons for it. I mean, I don't know if that helps to think about that or not. Some people are very disturbed by that thought, and other people find it useful. So yeah, there's always reasons for stuff. I strongly feel like I was paying my debts. If that's the case, how can we clear past karma? Thanks. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Yeah. Sometimes you're not paying debts. It's just it makes you stronger to get crushed and then uncrush yourself you get a lot of strength and wisdom from that. And then ultimately, eventually you can help others uncrush themselves. And so it's, but it seems like for you though, there is some kind of a thing where you do have to pay some dues as far as or you did pay some dues as far as it seems like, and for context, we've all had lives where we've done horrific things, because, you know, as you get older spiritually, you have more lifetimes, you learn more about compassion and altruism and generosity and kindness and thoughtfulness and all that stuff, empathy. But in earlier lives, you don't have empathy. In earlier lives, you don't have compassion. Maybe sometimes you do if you have some good examples in that life, but you wouldn't maybe inherently have it. So then if you're around people that don't have compassion or all that, you can model like extremely negative behaviors for like a whole lifetime. So everybody's done horrific things in the past. I mean, not every life, but for sure. But yeah, I think there was sort of a karmic, you know, suffer to learn empathy and compassion type idea. But it was a concise part of your life that you decided, okay, I'm going to suffer because I need to deepen my understanding of the power dynamics and oppression and how people are oppressed. And I need to learn a deeper awareness of that to make sure I don't fall into those behaviors anymore. So yeah. As far as clearing past karma, I mean, you do good karma to clear bad karma. So you do good deeds. You could volunteer. You could mindfully donate money. It doesn't have to be large sums of money, but like an example of mindfully donating money, I would say is kiva.org. KIV is in victory A.org. It's a website where you make microloans to like people all over the world, usually in developing countries that don't have access to normal bank loans. And so the amount you give is relatively small, but then a whole bunch of other people from around the world do the same thing for that loan to fund it. And maybe that person now can like have indoor plumbing, you know, an indoor toilet, and they didn't before. Or maybe they can have a motorized scooter to get to their employment, whereas before they had to walk for 3 hours to get to that job, you know, or, you know, so it's definitely people that are quite needy, usually that get these loans, but you get to pick who you're going to give to. And so there could be a way that you want to pay back, specifically, so you could think about, you know, or just look through the people, and because you get to see their photos and read their stories a little bit about how many kids they have and what's going on and what the loan's for. So your angels seem to like that as sort of a targeted mindful giving idea, because it could be very small amounts you're giving, but if you can't afford even that, then you could just pray and, you know, like to angels and say, angels, please bless this person. So say you can't afford even, you know, the relatively small amounts that you would give through that kiva.org website, you could still, you know, say, angels, please bless this person, you know, and that would be good karma, you know, and the angels know if you can't afford that amount of the microloan, they know that, you know, and so then your prayer, you're asking the angels to bless that person would be your way of giving. So that could be just as valid if you can't afford the regular way to use the website. But yeah, you clear past karma by doing good deeds. I mean, sometimes there's, you know, ways in which you're punishing yourself that are unnecessary now because you've paid your debts, but you're still punishing yourself. But I don't think that's a big issue for you. So I think you could just, you know, take your time, but think about how do you want to give to others? How do you want to give back to society or to individuals? You know, how do you want to make a positive difference? But that's how you clear the horrific things is over time. So I hope that makes sense. Someone says, you're amazing. Sending you all my heart. And all here I send my heart. So the thing is, yeah, don't send me anything. I know that sounds terrible, but you need your energy for yourself. I have my own chakras. I make plenty of energy myself. And plus your energy would block me up if you sent it to me. I mean, I know people think, well, oh, I'm sending light and love. That's fine, right? But 9 times out of 10, what people are sending is really their own energy. It's not just this miscellaneous light and love stuff. And so it could block somebody up. So you could just say, angels, please bless this person. You know, that's totally clean, because the angels won't, you know, the angels know how to heal or bless somebody and help them. So I would always suggest that if you see someone that you're, you know, impressed with, like, oh my God, he's helping someone in such an amazing way, you say, angels, please bless that person. You know, and that's a very real thing that will help them. So that's what I would suggest if you want my feedback on that. But then that same person says, do you do one-on-one live? No, not anymore. I used to do, well, I know it's been years since I've done live, like in the moment. What I just finishing up doing is one-on-one, where I called them Inspire Sessions, and I'm just making a recording as I work with the person on a subconscious spirit level. But I'm stopping doing those. So I just have a couple people that you know, they were on a waiting list forever to get one. And so I'm just finishing up the waiting list this month, actually. I'm finishing up. Is it this month? Yeah, this month. So yeah, because I want my focus to just be on the group healings that I do. I do a set of 3 group healings and then a set of 2 group healings every month for a large group of people at the same time. And that takes a lot out of me. So that's not in a terrible way, but you know, I need to recharge a lot after those. And then I do these 2 Q&As every month. But yeah, no more one-on-one work. But you know, you can always post a question under any video and just say, well, okay, this is like you did, these are my initials. Can you double check my work, repairing my aura and repairing my chakras that I've been doing for the last 3 days? You know, and when I can get to it, I'll get to your comment and take a look and see, oh, no, you missed the second and first chakras are still damaged, you know, good work on the others. You know, so I do these Q&As, and then the video comments, that's my one-on-one stuff that I'm keeping. But a full session one-on-one, I don't do anymore, because I just I want to help as many people as I can, and this is a better way for me. Okay. Okay, I was gonna read through all your comments at one time, but you are saying so much, so I'm gonna have to sprinkle in other people. Try not to do like 500 comments. I know it's exciting at first. Okay, someone says, thanks for the food for thought. Very helpful. I will work on it. No problem. Cute emojis. Thank you. Oh, someone says, I just want you to know how grateful I am for all you do for all of us. Well, thank you. So this is, thank you, Janet. It helps a lot to know they're literally telepathing their little annoyances, and it's not just me being sucker resistant. Yeah, no, they're like, they could use 5th chakra healings. You could say, you know, hey, you know, I know you have a lot of stresses, because you can't say you're bothering me. You know, that's just going to make the problem worse. I mean, you could say it, but it's not wise. So, but you could say, hey, you know, I know you have a lot going on. I know you have a lot of stresses. Your angels can heal you. Your angels can heal your mind. Ask your angels, angels heal my mind. You know, like, think of specific things that could really help them. Like, your angels can help you with abundance. You could say, angels help my abundance. You know their issues, you know, and so you could make some suggestions like that. But yeah, no, it's not you. You're a little triggered right now. Someone says, yeah, traditional therapy and pharmacology isn't working. 20 years of it. Ooh. So I meant, do you provide a treatment plan or whatever? Me, please. Do you need my email? Holy crap. You're hilarious. Oh my God. All right. So that person that keeps commenting, you have a lot of aura damage and you have chakra damage and your grounding is really thin. So write it down: aura repair, chakra repair, grounding. Okay, those 3 things. That's what you work on first: aura repair, chakra repair, and grounding. And fortunately for you, that's in many of the group healings that I do, which are recorded in video form on my YouTube channel. And the one I did today has all that in it. in like the first hour of the video. So you could just do the first hour and you'd be all set. Just do it, you know, over a few days, you know, just keep working on it. If you want to do aura repair in like a short package, you could do, I have an 18-minute video. If you search Janet Wright Gold Energy, Gold Buffer Zones. Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones. That'll teach you aura repair and these nice gold buffers. But yeah, aura repair, then chakra repair, then grounding. But like I said, they're all in today's healing if you want. But yeah, that's where you start. And then you can always post a follow-up question under any video, but not like 100 of them. Just be like, can you check my work with aura repair and chakra repair and grounding? You know, and then once I check that, then I'll suggest something else you can work on. Or I'll say, nope, you missed the spot, you know, and I'll tell you where. All right. Someone says, that also explains the fights my husband and I have been getting into about post-it notes for my husband. Thanks, Janet. Yeah. 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 Because you probably feel his cranky messages, even though he's not giving them to you anymore. So he's like, what is your problem, lady? Yeah. So, all right. Someone says, I need a roll in the hay, man. There you go. Yeah, your angels say you need to get your boundaries a little stronger first, though. They're not opposed to it entirely, but yeah, there's like the right side of your aura, mostly in the front right and front left. Just comb through that a little more, and then unblock 4, 3, 2, 1 a little more, just so you're nice and flowing and grounded. So then the close one-on-one interaction is all good and you're not like sponging up yuckiness. So, and you'll be more likely to enjoy it more fully too. So you could, yeah, just chakra unblocking. You know, if you search Janet Wright Sticky Gold Wax 7, the number 7, because that's using sticky gold wax on all 7 chakras. And then you could just imagine your aura comb through the front left and front right part more with gold light. But I'm glad you like the term. Someone says, my daughter did hear you when you answered my question. Oh, that's nice. She's sad about it, but I think is okay. Thanks for your help. Yeah, you can let her know. It's just a lot of, I mean, some people never outgrow this phase, but hopefully you do, where like, because there are past life reasons to date somebody that are totally wonderful. Like say you've had like flawless, perfect, amazing lifetimes with somebody, you know, like 3 different times, then yeah, they're a really good candidate for you to be dating, you know, because it was like lifetime level fulfillment with that person 3 other times. So yes, please, you know. But the crazy thing is, you can feel an equal strong urge if you're not evolved enough yet, you're not like unblocked and present enough yet, and you're not hearing your wisdom clearly enough yet. You can feel an equally strong urge to date somebody who is not compatible with you, who you just couldn't date because he was already married in some other lifetime, for example, you know, and you guys sort of had the hots for each other, but you never pursued it. So you never were able to find out that he was a total cad, you know, and so you have this urge to date that person like really big. And so you're thinking, well, it's meant to be, right? You know, it's not meant to be. He's a total cad then, and he's actually, you know, slightly less of a cad, but still like completely incompatible with you, you know, but you have this urge, this really like larger than life urge, you know? And so to be able to get present enough and to hear your wisdom enough to like sort through all those past life impulses as far as who you're going to date and how long you're going to date them for is a big deal. So she's not alone in dating somebody just because they were not able to finish dating the person in the other life. And so there's this sort of feeling of unfinished business. Sometimes you have unfinished business, but they're not compatible. And so if you want to be more efficient, like try to like, you know, say, angels, help me tell the difference. Angels, help me tell the difference between somebody who I just have this past life unfinished business and someone who I really should date, someone who's really healthy for me to be with right now. because it does look like she's ready for somebody to date somebody, as long as it's angel picked. You know, it's not that she's not ready. It's more that that person, A, is not compatible, and B, is not really ready for a relationship. They may want a relationship, but there's some really deep wounds that ideally would get healed first, because it just looks like it's too easy for that person to get triggered in upsetting ways. So she could, you know, say, angels, please bless that person. She could say that even 2 times a day. You know, angels, please bless, you know, Betty Boop, or, you know, whatever the person's name is. And that would be nice. That'd be good karma. So I hope that helps. And yeah, you're welcome. I wish I would have listened to this kind of advice when I was her age. My God. I didn't figure out about dating angel approved people, until I met my second husband. I mean, until before I met him, then I knew, you know, then I cleaned up my act. But geez, my entire 20s, I was dating people that my angels didn't want me to date. But I wasn't present enough to listen properly. I just went with the past life urges and wasted time and energy. So yeah, it's not always easy, but it's worth it to learn as much as you can, as early as you can, about that stuff. Someone says, thank you for your checking my energy. I had foot congenital talipes operation as a baby. L foot 5, R foot 6 now. I too was telepathic, then op on ears shut me down, and left ear had bump after. Didn't want either operation. Wow, that's a lot of speaking in code. For the record, I wasn't a conscious telepath until I was like meditating for like 3 years, consciously, daily, in my 20s. That is one thing I did right. I started meditating in college every day. So, but actually, if you count the college years, God, I was probably meditating 7 years before I was a conscious telepath. But I didn't have the right technique. I mean, I just wing it. I just, you know, kind of did what I did through college. But it's a lot better than nothing. But anyway, yeah, so I was not a conscious telepath growing up. So I don't think that's really a question. You're just saying thank you and sharing some of your history. So I'm glad you appreciated me looking at your energy. Someone says I was telepathically. Oh, this is that same person who said so much already. Yeah, you're saying you were telepathically in a sexual situation the other night, blah, 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 blah. That was just a being playing head games with you, that you were not interacting with a person at that time. You thought you were, but you were not. It was an invasive little spirit. And you're a big eternal spirit. But it's just, since you need aura repair and chakra repair and grounding work, you don't have strong enough boundaries. So just work on the basics and we'll go from there. Okay? So start work. Aura repair, chakra repair, and grounding. Okay? So I'm going to skip your other questions because you've said so many and I got to get to everybody. All right. Someone says, thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, makes perfect sense. Spot on with the body language. Thank you. Oh, good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, somebody's trying to answer somebody else's question. Please don't do that. I know that in other live streams it's a free-for-all and everyone talks to everyone, but please don't do that. Okay, someone says, wow, Janet, what an answer. Thank you so much. Looked like you were hesitant about telling me what sins I've committed, even though I'm incredibly curious. Maybe I don't need to know, and that's okay. I was cautious because some people, a lot of people think that they are needing to suffer to pay off bad karma, but it's not true. Or some people are suffering because they need to pay off bad karma, but they would get very pissed off at being told that. They'd be like, "You're insane. I'm a good person. Screw you." You know. So it's potentially very insulting information, you know. And plus, a lot of people don't need to suffer, but they are just because they haven't yet uncrushed themselves, you know. But it was more for like learning that they got crushed. It wasn't that they needed to pay back bad karma. So there are a lot of nuances to it. But yeah, ironic. But so it was interesting and somewhat unique that you're like, no, I was paying off bad karma, and you actually were, and you're totally like cool with it. So yeah. Um, I mean, we've all done so much dirt in past lives, so but it does seem like there's something about empathy and compassion for others that you really missed out on in some lives, and you didn't understand your impact on others. Like you had too much power, too much wealth, and you kind of got a little carried away with how you affected other people's lives in several, and that you haven't finished paying that off yet. So the part of that was just to you know, go through some hardship so that you begin to realize like how people get affected and what it is to feel helpless and oppressed. So that you know, but then now you could just do compassionate giving and, you know, pray for angel healing for different people and stuff like that, and maybe volunteer and, you know, pay it off in more positive ways. You know? All right. Somebody says, "Hey, Janet, I feel pretty good, but I haven't been doing my aura repair as much lately. Oops. I will get back into it though. Any tips where I should put my focus?" Sure. Your aura repair is needed at the top. It's somewhat deep through layers 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, but it doesn't go through layers 2 and 1 yet. But yeah, and then little spiky stuff in the back left and front right. Back left, front right, and the top. But mostly the top is where the aura damage is. I guess you feel pretty good because you don't have chakra damage yet. And your grounding is very nice. It's wide and flowing. So yeah, aura repair would be where you do your... Someone is 5 years old and they're saying, "I just farted." Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, so I would say aura repair, your chakras are not damaged. You've been in 7 through 3 lately. So then you could, once you get the aura repair fix, you could do that video, get present in second and first chakras, just to keep getting more and more and more present. So get present in second and first chakras. I'll link it below later, because I already mentioned that once, so I'll link it below. Or you could find it by searching. All right, hope that helps. Someone says, "Hi, Janet, thanks for the healing." I don't know who you are, unless you're the person that commented right after that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who that person is. Maybe it's just you got you walked yourself through as I was healing. Or you're someone I healed, but I don't know your name by your YouTube initials. But anyway, thanks for the healing. I've been having very weird deep dreams recently, wondering what that's about. Some feel like past life regression. And then somebody says thanks. So I don't know if you're the same person. Yeah, that's pretty confusing. So the person that says weird deep dreams, yeah, it's not past life regression. It's just body dreams is what I call them. It's like there are larger energy blocks that aren't able to clear with sleep. So the movie like is more charged, and it calls your spirit back enough that you remember it as a conscious. You're like remembering this weird dream. So I would just say work on clearing your, especially like right in front of your aura, layers 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, 1, just melt away blocked energy there more and more and more, because those are the energy blocks that are causing the, you know, the dreams that are weirder. So yeah, it's just energy blocks. Oh God, you're the same person. Thank you. That clears it up. Other people do that too. They'll log in under one YouTube ID, then they'll log in on another YouTube ID, and it's like, all right, thank you so much for sparing me the confusion. Yeah, it's just body dreams. So you can also just stack and clear, like all the energy blocks that are giving you weird dreams, stack them out in front of you like bricks, and just, red earth energy, gold light, just proactively melt any energy blocks that are going to give you weird dreams. But yeah, that's all it is. Those are body dreams. It's just your brain turns the energy blocks into weird stories. You've been pretty present lately. I mean, like you're in all your chakras right now. I mean, you just got the healing, but I mean, even yesterday you were in all your chakras. So you've been on a roll lately. So good for you. I don't know what you're doing, but it must be working. Someone says sorry because they tried to answer someone else's question. Thank you. Now you understand. No problem. Wanted to explain my foot operation and no grounding and left side damage. I would say just heal both of the chakras in your feet. Like there are chakras. Like every little joint has a little chakra, and there are big chakras in the ankles. So you can repair these energy chakras. Like they should be like round cylinders, but they can get all crushed and broken. So just imagine, each of your feet and just take your time and heal all the little cylinders for all the chakras and just work on that. That could be fun for you. I think you had past life energy damage and that manifested as physical stuff in this life, but there's still energy stuff, the crushed chakras. So you can work on repairing all your feet chakra and your ankle chakras. Your knee chakras too while you're at it. Just little cylinders that keep the energy flowing up and down your leg and your feet. So just uncrush all the cylinders with gold light and unblock them, and so that you can fit in better. Someone says, hi Janet, would like to know what % is remaining for me to be in all 7 chakras. Already asked the question, thanks. Yeah, I don't know about a percentage. I mean, right now you're in 7 through 2. So that's cool. I can never predict, some people, they'll pop into a chakra level and just take off like a rocket and they'll be fine. Some other people like really rattles them, because every chakra level that you get into, then you're more aware of the baggage that's always been there. So when you first get into your second chakra and your second layer more, then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm angry all the time, or oh, I'm sad all the time, and really you were before, but you weren't aware of it so much. You were kind of numbed out because you weren't in that chakra and that aura layer so much. Now you're in it, you can feel it. So can you just not let that unnerve you and know that those are just blocks and just keep melting them? Just let them go. So yeah, I can't give you a percentage, but you're in 7 through 2 these days, and that's great. So keep up the good work. Someone says, awesome. So this is the last one I'm going to do. I already kind of read your stuff because we talked about 2 different YouTube IDs and your body dreams. But if you have any tips, thanks, or areas of focus. I've got my COVID vaccine today. Good for you. However, I feel pretty good. Maybe because of the healing. Maybe. Yeah. I felt a little off my second shot the next day. So maybe just hydrate a bunch, because just in case, water, drink your water. But good for you. So things to work on, just keep unblocking the back of chakras 4 through 2-1. And keep unblocking your spiritual path. If you're triggering somebody else, like if what you want and what you want to do is triggering to somebody close to you, they might subconsciously be dumping a lot of junk on your spiritual path. So you just imagine the road that's just for you and use gold light, like a gold tidal wave or a gold fire wall or something very forceful. And just melt away everything that's not you, behind you on your path, around you on your path, and in front of you on your path. And you could do that even twice a day. You don't have to spend much time on it, but just like a minute each day, just unblock your path, gold light. and unblock the back of 4321. But whatever you're doing, it is working. I don't know if you're doing more meditation or less, but you've been in all your chakras a lot lately. So good for you. Someone says, thanks, much love. You're welcome. Okay, so you guys are awesome. This, I'm sure, has been going on forever, so I must go now. Otherwise, I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. All right, so you guys are awesome, and good for you for learning about your energy and knowing that you can do something. Yes, you can heal.